dear hearts, and welcome back to the Lola Gets channel, where we talk about faith, love, and GLP-1s. And for those of you that don't know me, and in those conversations, learning to see yourself again after the weight is gone, right? How do you look at yourself? And for many of us, that disconnect has a name, right? That's body dysmorphia. So we're going to talk about it today because I definitely had experiences with this. So this episode is for anyone who has 125. I, kind of expected my confidence to instantly just kind of click into place. And the truth is, my body changed. I grabbed clothes again like that were too big. I expected to take up more space than I did. I still kind of felt, and like I said, I still saw the old version of myself in mirrors and photos, rooms I walked into. It, not hating, not self-hate, nothing like that. It was just kind of unfamiliarity. When you've never, for me, I've never been at this weight before in my life. It feels different. And it's just, sometimes it really just takes time getting used to the new you, right? So, and again, body dysmorphia often, shows up after that significant weight loss, especially like when you're in a maintenance. I've noticed, like when you're focused on so many other things, you're not even thinking about maintaining because you're too busy worried about, well, I've got to lose 10 more pounds, or I've got to lose 20 pounds or whatever it is. So maintenance is just much quieter, I think. It's slower. It can create space for emotions you didn't really have or didn't have time to feel, right? Or maybe you had them, but you didn't have time to feel them, right? So that's when your mind starts asking, and I've been maintaining my weight for about 2 months too. So it's been, some challenges, but it's sometimes the role that other people's comments can make on your maintenance journey, or weight loss journey, and your maintenance. When people reactions kind of can be triggers. Some people can celebrate you. I know some people have celebrated me, and I know that they meant well. It's just sometimes you're not prepared for those conversations. So it's just, what do I say, right? When somebody says, oh, you look like this, and I really had to learn that just because people notice my body, doesn't mean that I owe them access to it. Like, it really doesn't mean that I have to explain myself or my journey. Just simply, and my go-to now is I'm choosing to be healthy. That's it. I care about my health, and I'm choosing. So just let me know your thoughts on that one. But so maintenance is really giving me space. I'm focusing on how my body feels. Again, I talked about my blood pressure a lot. That's another focus for me, just not over checking mirrors or photos, and I just have my routines, my go-tos, all of that stuff. I keep track of that. And then really important, just letting my doctor and dietitian ground me in reality. I'm on very low dose now, praise God. When I started, I was on a much higher dose. And now that I'm at this weight, I'm on sometime in 2026. I'm going to claim that and speak it into the atmosphere, okay? Like my appearance to function. So one of the biggest mindset shifts is moving from that appearance to function, right? So instead of asking, do I look smaller? I ask, do I feel strong? Do I have enough energy today? And you're just walking in that, right? And really just focusing in on your overall health, because that to me is what is most important, right? So in Psalm 1 says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. And this verse reminds me that my body was never the problem. It was my perception. So God knew this version of me before I did, right? So he isn't surprised by my transformation, and he isn't waiting for me to look a certain way. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. So this verse reminds me that true confidence isn't something we put on when the scale hits a certain number. It's something we wear every day through strength, dignity, and self-respect, right? Weight loss may change how the world sees you, but confidence rooted in God doesn't rise or fall with appearance. That's not the important thing. Strength comes from perseverance, honor comes from caring for ourselves wisely, and joy comes when we learn to love who we are becoming, not just what we look like, right? It's that overall, where am I going? What is God's purpose for my life? And how is my health fitting into all of that? So in maintenance, confidence looks quieter, it's steadier and deeper. And it's no longer about proving anything. It's about walking in the assurance that you are already enough, right? You're already enough where you are, right? So Another thought here is self-love. And for joining me for another maintenance mindset. I don't take your time, your presence, or your openness lightly. And I'm truly grateful that you chose to spend it here with me today. So if this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. What has your confidence looked like for you on your journey? Or what are you still learning to love about yourself? This definitely is something that is encouraging to me to hear others.